Okay, on to equations and expressions. So I'm going to quickly review some vocab. If I'm trying to solve an equation, then I need to basically isolate a variable using inverse operations. My answer should look like x equals number. If I am simplifying an expression, then I'm just distributing and then combining like terms. So basically, I'm following PEMDAS. Okay, so let's see. Which value of p satisfies the equation? Okay, so I'm solving. Negative 3p minus 4 times 4p equals 3 times negative 8p minus 1. Okay, first thing that I should do, though, is simplify. I should simplify both sides. So on this side over here, the left-hand side, I see distributing right here. So I get negative 3p minus 16p. Okay, now let's combine like terms. Altogether, I have negative 19p equals, let's do the same thing over here, distribute. So negative 24p, then minus 3. Can't combine like terms there, so that just stays how it is. Okay, now I need to use inverse operations to isolate that p. So I need the p's on the same side. So I'm going to go ahead and move the 24p. I'm going to add 24p to both sides. So I get, 5p equals negative 3. And I divide by 5. P equals negative 3/5, aka negative 0.6, but as you know, fractions are our friend. Okay, so let's see. And I actually, you know what? Let me model good habits. I'm going to check my work. I'm going to store negative 3/5, store it into x. Okay, so let's see. I know that it uses p, but I'm going to use x. So I got negative 3p, or x, minus 4 times 4x. So over here, I got 11.4. And since I want these sides to be equal, I better get 11.4 over here. Let's see if we do. So 3 times negative 8x minus 1. Yes, I got 11.4. So I am correct. All right, number 2, what is the solution? Okay, again, solution means solve to the equation, blah, blah, blah. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify both sides. So that means distribute. So I get 10x plus 20 equals 8x plus 36. Okay, so inverse operations now. And I should say I can't simplify any further because I don't have like terms. Okay, now to go further than this, let's get our x's on the same side. I'm going to choose to move them onto this side. So I'm going to take away 8x from both sides. So I get 2x plus 20 equals 36. And now I'll get my constants or my numbers on the other side. So take away the 20. So I get 2x equals 16. And then lastly, I divide by 2. X is equal to 8. Okay. So this one, I can check with my calculator again. But honestly, to me right now, I'm not very good at typing on the calculator on my iPad, so I'll just check by hand. Let's see. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20, so I have 5 times 20. I know that's 100. Then here, 2 times 8 again is 16, plus 9 is 25. So 4 times 25 is 100. Yes, we are correct. So x is equal to 8. Okay, number 3. Write a simplified, I just distribute and then combine like terms. Okay, a simplified expression that is equivalent to all of this. All right, I see parentheses. That's where I'm going to look first. I'm distributing right there. Right here, I'm distributing a negative 1. So my x just comes along for the ride. Then I've got negative 3x and negative 5. Okay, now let's distribute again. I get plus 2x and then minus 6. And then my minus 2x just comes along for the ride. So distributing, done. Combine like terms. All right, let's see. I see an x. I see a negative 3x. Remember to include that negative. Okay, and then I see a positive 2x and a negative 2x. So I basically have 1 minus 3 plus 2 minus 2. I mean, I know that these cancel each other out. So really, I just got negative 2x from right here. And then negative 5 and negative 6 combine to make negative 11. So boom, I am done. Okay, there is also a way to check this. Now, when we're simplifying, there's no specific value of x that should make this true. Like, I don't have an equal to sign. I'm not balancing a scale. Like here, I'm balancing a scale because I know that this side over here has to weigh the same amount as this side over here. But here, I'm just trying to say, okay, well, if I plug some number into this whole thing, I should get the same thing as when I plug that same number into this whole thing. Like, this is just a simpler version of that. So here, I can plug in any number that I want to. I'll plug in my lucky number of 49. It's kind of a big one. I would normally use something smaller, but I'm just trying to prove that we can plug in anything we want. So I'm going to say 49 store into x. So originally I had x minus parenthesis 3x plus 5. Oops, already messed up a little bit. Plus 5. Plus 2 parenthesis x minus 3 minus 2x. Okay, and I get negative 109 when I put it in there. And so if this is truly just a simplified version of that, I should also get negative 109 here. Let's see if we do. Okay, so negative 2x minus 11. Negative 109. Yes, indeed. We are correct. This is a simplified version. Okay, let's look here. Simplify this expression right here. Okay, already the only thing that I'm seeing that's different here is that I have r squareds. So remember that the only thing being squared right here is the r. And you don't know what r is, so you can't simplify that any further. This stays r squared. You do not square the negative 6. You leave it like that. So all I've got to do here is distribute and combine. So I'm technically distributing a positive 1 right here. So I get 10 and then plus 7r and then minus r squared. And then here I get, negative times negative is plus 6r squared plus 18, but then minus 5r. Okay, so my like terms, I'm going to go from the biggest power to the smallest. I've got a negative 1r squared plus 6r squared. That combines to make 5r squared total. Then I've got 7r minus 5r combines to make positive 2r total. And then lastly, I've got positive 10, positive 18 combines to make positive 28 total. And that is my simplified version. Again, I can plug anything that I want in for r and then test it out in the calculator. For time though, I'm going to go ahead and move on though. Okay, number 5. Once again, simplify, distribute, combine like terms. Let's do it. So I'm distributing a 5 right here. I'm distributing a negative 1 right here. Let's get into it. We get 10x minus 10. And then here we get negative and negative, so plus 2x and then plus 2. So combining our like terms gives us 10 and 2 make 12x total. And then negative 10, positive 2 make negative 8 total. Done. Boom. Okay. That concludes, well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and do this section along with it. Evaluate a function, root word, value. So find the value of the function for a certain input. Okay, so here it's telling me that f of x would be equal to 6 minus that x squared. So specifically when I'm finding f of 2, that means that my general input, my x value, is specifically going to be 2. So I'm replacing x with 2. So 6 minus 2 squared. So all I did was I plugged in 2 for x, just like how I did here. And I'm trying to figure out what that's equal to, so I use PEMDAS. What is 6 minus 2? Well, it's 4. And then what is 4 squared? It is 16. So f of 2 is equal to 16. Meaning, when my input right here is 2, my output of the entire function is 16. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, drop a comment or shoot me an email. Do whatever you need to do. That concludes our exam review for the final. Alrighty.